Yeah, so I'm just sitting here having a little drink, even though it's still technically before noon. I was coming ashore just to drop off trash from my boat because I'm going to be without my dinghy for a few days. That's unrelated. I'm going to loan it to a buddy for a couple of days because he's got family coming in. So I thought I'd take my trash ashore first, and I went to the grocery yesterday. But on the way here, my boat is way out there, okay? Second from the left, way out there. And earlier today, there was a couple of paddle boarders from the Netherlands, I believe, and you know, I was chatting with them earlier because one of them had fallen off their paddleboard, then, and it was kind of comical watching her get back on. But so then it's like 45 minutes later, and I'm heading in, and I realize I see them, but now they were way out there, beyond the guy with the yellow rag, and beyond the blue boat, and beyond that black boat further up. They were way out there, and I thought, okay, they're downwind, and I said they're never going to have success trying to paddle against that unless they're like professional types. A kayaker, a sit-inside kayak, I think would manage no problem, but a sit-on-top kayak or a paddleboard, they have a lot of windage and no keel, right? So all they do is drift with the wind. So I went down to see if they needed help, and they did. So I got the woman aboard the dinghy, and she held her paddleboard, and the guy we took in tow, and he just laid flat on his paddleboard, and we towed him into shore. So then I came and finally got rid of my trash. But it turns out that the people here at the bar were watching the whole event in there, so I got a hand salute and a free drink. So not bad. We got ourselves a pretty good squall. But I'm gonna go I've got my swimsuit on, I'm gonna get my brush and clean topside. I mean, it was so God blessed hot a few minutes ago, but now, in the rain, it's pretty darn cold. I see a kayaker out there. The cruise ship is leaving, way back there. See it? This big mega yacht on my right just showed up a short while ago. We have 5 crew members, I think. And I'm trying to get a picture of the dolphins, but they're just kind of playing hardball. I see them back there. I see they're there. 2 of them. Come on, boys. Hook me up. Really gotten to enjoy watching these local kids sail their little dinghies close by. There's an adult teacher, and he's standing on the dock blowing whistles, commands at them, getting them to organize. I've seen them doing formation sailing as well, which is pretty cool to watch. They handle the boats so well. Great kids, they're always smiling, and they're very respectful, so I really can't complain about them. But it's kind of got me thinking, maybe I should become a sailor again too, and get this boat moving a little bit. So I've been going on some day trips. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a bouncy noise. Okay, I think we're as ready as we're ever going to be. Okay, I'm just going to drive right down the center of the fairway there. See what happens. minding my depth. Let's go. Paddleboarders. Shit, I gotta stop for them. So this is my track coming out, and I wanted to go like that, but the kayakers are right about here. So my maneuver in times like that is just to delay, and to delay I just drew a complete circle, did a loop-de-loop, and then came back, and by the time I got here, they were well clear of the area. Here's where we are. We're about to turn right and just head generally down that way. So not a hell of a lot of a plan today. So we'll put this here so DJI can see what's going on. And I'm about to go run up forward and raise the sails. The boat fell off onto the wind, and the main got powered up, as they say. And so I'm turning back into the wind so I can winch up the sail another inch. Well, get settled here. Electronic auto helm would sure be pretty goddamn cool sometimes. Hey. Okay, so now we're coming around. Ignore that line. We're going this way now. We're doing 120, which is much more to the east. And once we get the head sail up, we'll go even faster. I mean, I do have to monitor because that's shallow there. We'll crash and burn. We need more power. Okay, we're generally heading for those islands out there. And I'm trying to go as close to the wind as I can. That's kind of part of the experiment. Close haul, and then come back. And that's all we're going to do. I'm not going to spend the night out here. I'm not going to try to get anywhere. Just going to try to get as close reach as I possibly can. Let's see how fast. Ah, shut up. I know. Get on heading, right? Get on course. Get on course. So I've got to go kind of up forward and assist the head sail into getting around, which is fine. In light conditions, I don't mind, and I'm going to scamper up there and do that real quick. You can see that the head sail is backed. They call it backed against the staysail. Now I could furl it in and then furl it back out, which is an option. But for this one, I decided to just manually do it because it's very light conditions and I'm not afraid about being up forward like this. What is your issue? Get over there. There we go. And stay that way. Oh my God. So now we need to take in this. It's all good. I mean, we're just sailing up and down. I mean, not even 2 miles from my anchorage, you know, and I'm just sailing now basically north-ish. as close to the wind as I can get. And you see, when I get past 10 degrees and that's too close, wind is about from 060 magnetic, and I can steer from up to 010, so I can go straight north pretty reliably, and I can also go about 120, you know, to the southeast. And that's about as close as I can get to the wind. And this is what I'm doing now. I turned around here, and I actually tried tacking, but I ended up kind of due to my own lack of proficiency, I ended up basically heaving to, because I turned, left the rudder over, and my head sail backed on itself, and it took me a minute to get it unbacked up. And by then the main had overpowered me and then turned me around and ran me downwind, and then I had a hard time jibing. So at any rate, I finally muddled through that, and now we're just cooking. We're doing good, about 3 knots. So this is valuable, and I think it was smart for me to not even use Agatha today. It puts me, you know, with my hand on the wheel, and you get back to remembering how to sail. At least I need that. I've been sitting in there for 5.5 weeks doing nothing, and some days just reading, exercise, and you know, those aren't bad things, but I was getting out of the hang of sailing, so I think it was good for me to just plan a few hours out and then go back, and then I'll do it again tomorrow maybe, and just kind of improve my operating tempo and also get myself more comfortable sailing. I'm not good at tacking this boat if I have the head sail up. If it's just the staysail and the main, oh my gosh, they're both self-tacking, and it's easy then. But when you got the Genoa up, it is harder, you know, because I've got to furl it up, then tack, then furl her back out. And that means I need to let go of the wheel for those few minutes while I'm furling it up. In some cases, that puts the boat in a funky position because the main will overpower the boat and drive me right into the wind. So I don't know. This way, straight north until about where my finger is, another half mile. Then I'm going to go kind of reciprocal of that course, about, you know, 300, something like that. And then get in this vicinity, then jibe, and then run downwind. And when I get around here, I'll get rid of the Genoa, and then I'll probably reef down the main. Excuse me. Yeah, this is better than this. Oh, that's a good, comfortable sail here. That's a comfy, wumpy point of sail there. We'll just stay right here. This boat is really going. Now we're doing 4 knots. She likes beam reaching. I'll tell you that, baby. She likes being on a beam reach. And when the water is flat like this, oh my God, how do you beat that? How indeed. Yeah, so we're getting pretty close. We're almost at the spot where, you know, that's where I came out under motor, and that's where I put the sails up and then I headed out. And I'm coming in on 210, pretty much the reciprocal course. When I get here, I'm going to point into the wind and drop the sails, I decided, and come in under motor. The winds are too light, because once I get behind that island, the winds are going to be much, well, they're going to be lighter. They certainly won't get heavier, and so I'll probably lose propulsion at that point. So I need to have the engine ready to go. And I've been looking at some of the buildings on the shore there. There's a big resort. I think there's a resort here that was owned by a famous person, but I really don't know which resort. It might be the one with the tiki huts back there. I don't know. Hey there, so thank you for watching the video. I just want to give you a quick update. So in visa space and passport space, you know how if you fly to a country to go on a 1-week vacation, it's generally a stamp on your passport book, and then you get a welcome to whatever country, and you stay, and you don't even think about what your visa limit is. In Belize, however, it's 30 days in general. So if you want to go past the 30 days, you have to get an extension, which I went and got the other day, and I'm good now until April 25. And after you get that from immigration, then you have to go to the port captain's office and get the ship report, you know, updated with my extension as well. And so I did that, and I am good now until April 25th. Not planning on doing much except maybe a couple more day sails here, and I have to wait for my new ATM card to be delivered. So, and that'll go to the port captain's office. obviously I can't leave before I get that. So, but once I get that, I'm going to shove off, and the objective is still to make it around Honduras and down to Panama. And I think I will put out a quick video just to discuss that once again. It's been quite a while, and the situation has changed. The winter weather pattern never really took hold this year, and whatever did take hold is over with. It's already almost a summertime pattern, so I need to scoot out of here before we get any violent weather. My friends Lionel and Michelle suggested that I put out a quick video, kind of identifying my sailing plan and all the contingencies that go with it. And I guess that's what it's about. I'm going to leave here trying to work my way eastward, and that's what I'm going to try to do. But sometimes the winds are a little bit from the northeast, sometimes they're a little from the southeast, so that's going to drive, those conditions are going to drive what I'm able to do with the boats. Because as mentioned in this video, this is a beam reaching kind of boat. I don't point into the wind any closer than 60 degrees, so you can kind of, if you're good at vector math, you can figure that out. So it'll take a while for me to get around Honduras, that's for sure. Probably 5 days, I would estimate. So somebody at the bar here, remarked to me that, hey, you're living this lifestyle right now. It's nothing but beaches and bars and boats and that kind of stuff. And I'm very grateful and keenly aware that I'm already living the lifestyle I had once dreamt about way back in the early 1990s. So I'm happy for that, but I do want to do a little voyaging with the boat. I want to get the run down to Panama. Whether I do it in one shot or whether I stop 10 times on the way, it doesn't really matter to me. I want to be, I need to be either here or down in Panama before the hurricane season picks up. So I've got a couple of months to get moving. So that said, I sure appreciate you watching. If you have any comments, please leave them. I do appreciate that a lot. And take care, guys. Bye-bye.